Hey, this is Mike, and it is Thursday, October 8th, and we're in the pre-market right now. It's about 4:15 a.m. And the market is up actually a third of a percent after a huge rise. And this comes the day after we had Trump announcing that the stimulus deal was dead. And however, he was still able to leave the door open for a standalone plan for $1,200 stimulus checks or whatever. But the market recovered really strongly, and it still looks like it's going to continue to run. And this is because gold did not participate in the rally, pretty much finished flat for the day, never maybe spent a moment or two higher. However, in the pre-market, gold is higher. So, gold wasn't able to run up with the S&P 500. So the S&P should have clear sailing for today. In fact, just now it popped another tenth of a percent, so it's up now almost 0.5%. So it looks like we're going to have an extended run here in the markets today, which is good. It's Thursday, so if we don't anticipate any bad news, we should be able to continue moving upward. Also, tech did really well yesterday. We had Tesla continue to move upward. It's still about maybe 15% away from its all-time high. It's been in a trading range for the past month. However, I do think tech is going to move. Let's take a look at Apple real quick here. Apple did move up, and Apple is also in a trading range. So all the techs right now have been in a trading range really since that high that we had in early September. So all the tech stocks have been trading in a range. However, we're probably going to have a breakout soon if this market follows markets from the previous year. So I want to refer to a website called Equity Clock, and they do seasonality studies. If you look at this here is a chart of the seasonality of the tech sector, and what you're seeing right here in January, it starts out with no gains or no losses, and then by the time you get to December, on average, you get an 8% return in tech. Now, if you look at this chart here, you see that the returns move up and down, that you have some bullish months or bullish periods for tech, and then some downdrafts. The worst time of the year, really, for tech comes right here. You're looking at sort of early to mid-October. Now, this bottom here is October 9th. Today is October 8th. So we are reaching the historically low time of the year for tech. As you can see here, if you look at this chart, look at this very violent upward move from sort of the middle of October all the way up to early November. Historically, this is one of the most powerful times of the year for tech stocks. So if you're looking to get into tech stocks, today and tomorrow is the time. All these stocks have been in a trading range, so that means that there's no fear of missing out. The fear of missing out is going to be right up here in early November. So if you're looking to get into tech right now, this is the time to do it because it looks like we're on the precipice of a big run, and it makes sense because we've been in a trading range. If you look at this right here, this looks a lot like a trading range. You notice we had the big downdraft in tech in mid-September, and look at this equity clock here. Historically, this is when tech falls, and this is what happened with tech in 2020. We've been in this trading range since sort of late September to early October. So this equity clock chart follows the same historical pattern. So it looks like we are getting ready to rocket upward. So let's take a look at some of the tech stocks you may want to consider getting into. Of course, you have your Apples and your Amazon stocks, and don't worry about the price because you can buy these fractional shares on Robinhood and Webull. You also may want to take a look at ARK Investment, which is Kathy Wood's portfolio of innovative stocks. It should definitely, actually, ARK has kind of bucked the trend. It has kind of moved upward in this time, but however, if it can break through that, if it can continue to break upward, it has some clear sailing because right now it is at its all-time high, so there's really nothing stopping it from moving forward. And if we do have this sort of the historical seasonal upward upward move in tech, ARK will probably be one of the leaders. And then the one stock I'll talk about because it's the one stock I'm really invested in. So is GameStop. which I'm using cash secured puts on. This has also been in a trading range for about a month. I expect it to move up along with the rest of the tech stocks. So, right now is it's a good time to look at tech, and then you may want to also look at some of the lesser known techs. I'm just going to bring up Etsy. Etsy is one of these real um, top performers. It's at an all-time high right now, and this is like a really nice pattern here. So you may want to look at Etsy. People tend to forget about this company, but it really belongs right up there with your Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google. It's a really great company. You could also want to take a look at Uber. Uber hasn't been talked about too much. It's been in a trading range for a long time, but I think Uber can definitely run. It's kind of not been doing anything, but I think that this stock is kind of long overdue for a pop. So everything is really looking good as far as if you want to get into tech. The rally looks like it could be starting now. It's looking like, I don't want to speak too early, but it's kind of looking like Biden is ahead double digits in just about all the major polls. So the election might be kind of locked up by now. I think we still will have some chaos when it comes to the ballots, because I looked at a website and it looks like more than 50% of all the votes that are going to be placed for the election are going to be done through ballots. So we're definitely not going to know definitively what's going to happen on election day. But it looks like when all the ballots are tallied, Biden's going to win. And already I've seen some reports that people are saying, well, a Biden win is actually going to be fine for the stock market. So you don't have to worry about this sort of election drawing in chaos for the stock market. And let's just take a look at gold, because I do think gold, as I said, it will outperform equities in the next decade. It's not going to do anything right now, and that's just because equities look like they're going to have their usual Santa Claus rally, and everything's going to go well for it. So gold is probably going to drift downward. If you're into precious metals, this is actually a good time to add to your position, because you could add to your position at a lower cost, but just don't expect any dramatic returns over the next couple of months, because everybody's going to be there's probably not going to be any real fear in the market right now. I think the fear in the market will come in January as the second wave of the pandemic really begins to take hold, because right now I don't see anything that's going to really mitigate the stop of the pandemic. And on top of that, you have the usual flu season. So if people start getting the flu and then they get the coronavirus, I mean, that just compounds everything. So that could, I think by January, we could see a big downdraft in the market. So you just want to be careful about that. And then finally, I just want to look at this one stock that's been running. Nobody really talks about too much because it's been a penny stock. Is Coty. This is the beauty company. They have some deals with Kylie Jenner. It's been dying for the past couple of months, but it's had a nice rally from 265 to 330. It's like a 50% rally, really only in the past couple of trading days. Now, this stock may have gotten a little ahead of itself, but you just may want to keep it on your radar if you're looking for a penny stock that could run. I feel like it may trace back like 50% of its gains. However, keep track of it, because I think it's fallen, pretty hard throughout the year, and it's kind of due just almost for a dead cat bounce if you're looking to make a quick trade, if you do any day trading, especially with the holidays coming up. Beauty is just one of those major categories that people buy gifts for young women. So Coty could see a run during the holidays, but I would not stay in this stock too much longer, because it just looks like it's fundamentally broken. However, if you're willing to speculate a little bit, this is definitely a stock to look at. So that's all I have right now for the pre-market open. I'm going to do a special report after the market closes. I have a couple of topics that I'm looking at, but I haven't determined exactly what I'm going to do the special report on. I think I'm going to kind of look at how the market moves, and then I'll make my decision then. But just be sure to take a look at that special report. It will come out around 4:30 after the market closes, or a half hour after market closes, depending on where you are around the world. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to like this video and subscribe and turn on notifications. I do these videos before market opens every weekday, and then I do some special reports on the weekend and also occasional special reports after the market closes. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.